Matt, as we have this conversation, we are in over week 2 of the government shutdown with no end in sight, really. And overwhelmingly, in past polls, Americans do not like a government shutdown. There's blame to Democrats, blame to Republicans. I was actually at an event last week with no talk of politics. No one who was at this event worked in politics or the media. And a few people here did not even know the government was shut down. So I think that lends myself to my next question here. Are Americans feeling the impact of this shutdown yet?
Yeah, Brittany, that's fair because the answer to that is really no. So 49% say that they've had no impact from the government shutdown. Another 30% say they've had some sort of minor impact on their daily lives. And then 14%, that's a fairly low number, say that the shutdown has had a major impact on their daily lives. Again, here we see that younger voters, for some reason, say that they're more likely to have had a major impact. I wasn't really expecting that. I would have expected maybe older voters, even who have to deal with Social Security and the like, that they would feel more of an impact, but we're not seeing that here. So that was a little bit of a surprise. But I do think that the overall perception here is that the federal government shutdown has not had a major effect on Americans' daily lives, at least not yet.
Well, a lot remains to be seen there because, as I said, it doesn't really seem like there's an end in sight. And we'll see when people start to feel that impact, which apparently some people are saying, hey, by the time it hits Thanksgiving, there will be an impact with travel. But we haven't hit Halloween yet, but hopefully it wraps up before then. But I do want to look to the future even further. Let's look at 2026. When you're looking at the midterms right now, who's in a better position, Democrats or Republicans?
So this is interesting, Brittany. We see that Trump overall has disapproval by about 3 points. We see that he's disapproved of in several policy categories apart from Israel, Gaza. We do not see that translating to Democrats benefiting on the generic congressional ballot. So right now we have them at 44%, Republicans at 43%, and then an additional 14% who are undecided. That's very little change since August. Independents are breaking for Democrats by 10 points. I think that is a plus in their category. I would love to see that as a Democrat, if I were a Democrat, rather. But there is this major disconnect between Trump's approval, issues approval, and then the Democrats' vote share. I would be very scared if I were a Democratic lawmaker in Congress right now running for re-election, or if I'm a challenger to a Republican seat. That's not the number that I want to see. I would really like to see that number at about 4, maybe 5% to see results like in, say, 2018 when there was a so-called blue wave. We just do not see evidence of that yet. I think that Dems have their work cut out for them. They really will have to get out there and especially hammer some of this economic messaging that right now Trump is losing on, that congressional Republicans could be losing on, but we just don't see translating to Democratic vote share.